You are watching T to the M to the IDD.
What is going on, everyone? T to the M to the IDD. We are back with another video. This video is just going to be strictly a story time. This is a story that I feel like I need to discuss with my audience, and the reason why I am actually recording this video and bringing it to light is simply because I feel like a lot of people can find motivation and inspiration from this situation that actually happened to me. Okay, so let's jump right into this situation. Now, if you've been watching my content throughout the past 6 months, everything probably seemed very seamless. You probably would not have known anything that I'm about to tell you. Okay, now I want to bring inspiration through my experiences, and so hopefully when you hear some of these things, if you're in a rut or you're feeling uninspired or you're feeling like you are not creative, hopefully this can inspire you to kind of push through whatever burnout or feelings that you may have being in this creative space, because I know it definitely happens to me sometimes. So I want to share this, and hopefully you find motivation so that everyone can come out and keep creating. That is the motto. Keep creating, never give up, keep creating. Okay, now if you watch my content throughout the past 6 months, everything probably seemed seamless, as I mentioned. But there were actually a lot of things going on in the background that no one really knew. And it had me to a point to where I was really second guessing YouTube just from a sense of the situation that occurred to me. Now, let me give you an example. I've talked in a few videos leading up to this point where I spoke about some adverse events happening, things occurring, and that I will speak about it in a future video. So this is that future video. I never knew if this video was going to actually come because I did not know how the situation would end up. And so I'm happy to be able to bring this situation to you. So let's start off to one of the first signs where you probably may have noticed this. This is back in September, where I went to Houston, Texas to create some content. And when I was in Houston, Texas, I vlogged, and we have this clip here where you actually see me at a breakfast bar inside the house on my computer, right? Nothing seems wrong. But if you analyze a little bit deeper into that image, you see that I'm actually on a Dell Latitude 6320 that was produced in 2012. And when I say that that is the only thing that I have, that is the only laptop that I had in order to be able to create my content. So when you talk about the impacts with that, the data that I push out is about 150 gigabytes just on video alone. And so repeatedly, it would be times where I had to plug up my hard drive just to back everything up that night. And it would take literally at least 8 hours to fully copy over. That's one instance, okay? Now, the second thing that you may have noticed in some of my videos is the fact that we had this particular shoot that I did right here. And I did this shoot back in July. Now, I made a talking head video with this particular photo shoot. And the reason why I made a talking head is because I did not have the footage to do a full behind the scenes like I would have liked to. When I created content back in July in Kentucky, I was able to get out one vlog. One vlog. I was there 4 days. That's 4 vlogs for me. I was able to get out one vlog. And so the 6 seconds that you see in that talking head video is literally footage that I had to take out of the vlog to put into that talking head video just to make the video. The photos, I was only lucky to have the photos because I was able to give the model those photos right before this incident occurred to me. So that is another instance where you might have seen, why isn't this a full BTS? That is why. Now, the third thing, this is probably not as popping to the eye, but I introduced you in October with this statement when I went to Miami to create content with a model, Promise. Hey, yeah, so remind you, I talked all about coming to Florida, right? So got some things happen. So who else is in Florida? Because we have to create and recreate, which is a long story, but I promise it'll make sense like when the time comes to tell that story. That statement right there was talking all about what we are talking about now. This photo shoot that you see here is in Miami, and this is October 2022. Now, this outfit is not new. We already shot this outfit back in July 2022 in the daytime at a lake. But we didn't have the footage because of this incident. So when I went back to Miami, I ended up recreating the photo shoot, and we did a night shoot instead of the original one that I didn't have. And now let's get into some other things that were kind of hurt me, because through the course of this 6-month period where I did not have any of my hard drives, any of my computers, anything, I would make talking head videos, and that's my go-to thing, is to have B-roll. A lot of times I was limited on the B-roll that I could put in the video because I just simply did not have it. When it came to using YouTube as my like repository, the computer that I had, it was limited on resources, so it wouldn't convert the files. It was just a lot of extra work on top of editing the video, getting the footage, taking the photo shoots. It was just a lot of work. So I just did not have a lot of B-roll to put into my videos. So I still pressed on. Okay. Now let's get into the actual situation, because those are just some of the things that occurred that was going on behind the scenes, where maybe if you watched, you were like, why is he using that old computer? But to some people, you just watch it. You might not really see that as something startling, because you're using this computer, but you just bought a MacBook Pro M1 Max, like fully spec'd out. Okay, I would be curious what's going on here, right? Okay, so the situation, it was like any other plane ride for me. I had just left Kentucky, and I had all of that data, okay? And I was just telling myself that I need to be more responsible on backing up my data. So this is even data from even starting YouTube, okay? So I went on another business trip after that, and I said, you know what? Let me grab all my hard drives, because I bought additional hard drives so I can back up my backups, okay? Back up my backups. Everything went smooth. I had my camera bag, had my carry-on, and got to the airport late. There was no overhead bin space. So what did I have to do? I had to check my bag. Okay. Now, it was a hand check, so I was like, okay, everything should be good. Now, this bag had the laptop and all my hard drives in it, but I said it will be fine. No worries. I already had my backpack with my cameras and everything in it. So I said, okay, let's do it. Lo and behold, I land at my destination and my checked bag is nowhere to be found. When you talk about someone being devastated, like just devastated, this like made my heart drop. Now keep in mind, this is back in August, okay? Made my heart drop. And of course, I went through the motions, nowhere. Did everything that I was supposed to do on my side. Was nothing left for me to do. Went home, and here we go, month after month, following up, nothing. 6 months later. 6 months later. Now, keep in mind, that's from August to now, right now, February 2023. 6 months. All of that is behind. All of that is going on. I have no computer. I have no hard drives. So my YouTube at that state, I had nothing. Literally nothing. All of my content from when I started my channel was in that bag and everything beyond. Okay? The laptop that I used to edit my YouTube videos was in that bag. So I had nothing. Keep that in mind. August 2022. T-Med had nothing. So I found myself at a point where I was just down and really contemplating, like, what am I going to do? Now, I make fresh content all of the time, but when you build up that much content, it just puts a sense of relief on you, because I know that if I don't do a shoot this day, or if I don't travel somewhere here, I still have content to present to you all. And that's the biggest thing right there. Still having that content. So when this happened and I had nothing, I was at ground zero. But you know what? If you look at my YouTube channel, you would not know that. And that is the inspirational piece that I want to push to everybody with even making this video, is to encourage you to keep pressing on no matter what circumstance you are going through, what adversity, problems. Like, find that little piece that can keep you pushing no matter what you are going through. Okay? So let me tell you how the stars align with this situation, okay? Why we are here now and how things are so ironic, right? So 6 months, within that 6 month where I had to start from ground zero with content again, a lot of things happened. So in August, one of the things that happened, I had no SD cards. I had I had nothing, right? How ironic is it for my stuff gets lost and I who knows where it went. It went on a vacation by itself, okay? Everything gets lost, I have nothing, and then boom, that same month, Nikon sends me the Nikon Z30 with SD card in there. And I needed that SD card. I'm telling you, I had nothing. But that just goes to show. Now, what if my camera was in there? That would align even better, that I got a camera now, right? Luckily, my cameras were not in that same bag, okay? But Nikon sends me that. So that was a blessing, okay? And then what happened shortly after that? I told my niece, I said, look, I don't got no content. I need to do something quick. I told her to ask her friend if she wanted to do a photo shoot. Her friend said, okay, I'll do it. Went out, did the photo shoot. And what happened? That video is my most viewed video to date. It blew up on YouTube. It's one of my best performing videos. And this was at a time where I was feeling uninspired because I had so much going on in the background just with my gear being lost to even create. Okay? Now, how ironic is that to happen? A point where you're at your point where you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this. I just don't know what to do. It was a lot going on, and you make that video, and goes it goes, I won't say viral, but semi-viral. It's sitting at like 70,000 views, most viewed video. That happens, and that gives you that spark to keep going. Trust me. That was like the spark of like, you know what? You started from ground zero when you started this channel, T-Med. So it's nothing for you to start at ground zero again, build your content back up, and keep on pushing. Okay? And that's exactly what I did from that point in August to now in February. Had to create all new content and kept pushing it out and kept going strong. Okay? Now, the other thing that ended up happening was like the icing on the cake for me. Okay. Keep in mind, 6 months later, I had written off any hopes of being able to get my bag back, to get my MacBook Pro, my hard drives, and just things in general. It's almost like a lost cause at this point. Okay. It's almost like a lost cause. But then what happens? I get a call one day, which is really recently, this month, February 2023. And they say, we have found your bag. Now, I did not care to hear where it went, where it traveled to, where it's been, what vacation they went on. All that I knew is that they found my bag and they could verify everything was in my bag. And that, I was ecstatic, like jaw dropped on the floor. I was so happy because it gave everything back. I mean, when I just think about the memories that I have on my hard drives in general, like it's nice to have YouTube because that's some of them, but just when you think about personal memories, that's not for YouTube, right? It just gave me a sense of relief that I was able to get my bag back. Now, here we are, 6 months later. The channel still was able to grow immensely through that 6 months where I had to start from scratch, literally. And so that just tells me that I am strong enough to keep pushing through whatever obstacle I may be going through. And I feel like that's a deep message for this entire community. And even if you're new and this just came across your page or whatever it may have done, that could be the same exact thing for you. Don't take anything light. If you're feeling uninspired, get around someone who is creative as you. Network with somebody, but just keep pushing on. Trust me, it's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, okay? It's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. And these are the times where you really see who is in your corner, because when I didn't have anything to edit my videos, so I called my brother. I said, man, they lost my bag. I contemplated on buying a new laptop, but I just spent over $4,000 for that laptop. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend more money. And he said, all right, bro, you can come get this. You can come get this desktop. And the desktop was actually a gaming computer, so it worked out beautifully. And I just started grabbing pieces from here, there, putting them together, and was able to keep creating my content for you all to enjoy, and for the channel to still remain producing content and running seamlessly, because I definitely would like to know if any of you all who've been watching seen any difference in the content from August up until now. So 6 months I've been without these things, and now I am happy to say that I have everything back. I wanted to share that with you all. It was tough because I was definitely in a dark space when everything went down, but my motto is to keep pushing, and I've been through worse things, so this was nothing that I could let keep me down. I hope you all enjoy this video and the message behind this video. I hope that it can help somebody and truly inspire somebody if you are in that space, with whether it's with your business, a hobby, or whatever it may be. Listen, just keep creating and don't give up. T to the M to the IDD.